Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles. This is a new channel where I'm going to share my love of puzzles with all of you. My goal is to post at least one video every day, and I hope you enjoy watching my puzzle solving and listening to my thought processes. And now, on to the puzzle. We got another average puzzle difficulty, and this one's called Greedy by Marty Sears and Izamook. And here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means placing the digits 1 through 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Every row, column, and box contains one greedy cell. A greedy cell takes on the value of its digit added to the digit in the cell 180 degrees rotationally opposite itself. E.g., if row 3, column 3 is a greedy cell containing a 2, and row 7, column cell, so say that's a 2, and row 7, column 7 is a 6, then row 3, column 3 has a value of 2 plus 6, which is 8. Each digit 1 through 9 appears once in a greedy cell. And there's one, each row, column, and box contains one greedy cell. Okay. German whisper. The value of adjacent cells along a green line have a difference of at least 5. So for example, if this was assuming it's non-greedy cells, if this was a 9, this would have to be a 1, 2, 3, or 4. But the greedy cells change things because you have potentially much more than that, right? Nabner. No two values anywhere on a yellow line may be the same or consecutive. So for all these digits in this Nabner line, they cannot be the same or consecutive. No two values, shall we say. That's actually very important. Same difference. Any pair of adjacent values on a turquoise line has the same difference. This difference must be determined for each turquoise line. So for example, if this were a 1 and a 3, this would have to be a 5 because the difference between 1 and 3 is 2, and the difference between 3 and 5 is 2 also. Black Kropke. Values joined by a black dot have a 1 to 2 ratio. So for example, if this was a 2, this would have to be a 1 or a 4 because it has to be 2 times 1 or 2 times 2. White Kropke. Values joined by a white dot are consecutive. So if this was a 5, this would have to be a 4 or 6. And those are all the rules. You can play along with the link in the description, and now I'm going to get started. So let's go. Okay, so the key thing that I noticed here was that the Nabler lines are 6 now in length. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the key thing about Nabler lines, if in a normal Sudoku, you could only have 5 values that are the same. Therefore, we know that in this Nabler line, there has to be a greedy cell because the greedy cell is the only value that can bring values outside of the normal 1 through 9, right? So normally you could have 5, it would be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, where they're not consecutive and they're not the same. But with a greedy cell, you can add additional 1. So we know then that the greedy cell is one of these 6. So none of these 3 can be the greedy cell. Similarly here, one of these 6 has to be the greedy cell, and one of these 3 cannot be. So again, these are all values. Interesting. So say that was the greedy cell. it would have to be consecutive with 9. So say this was the greedy cell. If this was the greedy cell, it would have to be consecutive with a 9. It would have to be 10 at most, because it cannot be consecutive with a non 1 through 9 digit. So it would be 10 at most. It would probably have to be 10. But the problem is you would have 10, and then the problem is you don't have enough. Okay, so yeah, that's one thing you have to have, is the greedy seal has to add up to 11 or more. So this one cannot be the greedy cell either because of that, of the consecutiveness. Um, okay, this is interesting. Okay, let's color these. Oh, that doesn't help, right? If you have, say you have a large amount, um, say you did have a large amount. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Say you had a large amount, say you had like something like 17. That's 5 away from everything. So that we can't color things dark and light or low and high necessarily. These are consecutive values. So this could be high. These are consecutive values. Um, hmm. Oh, wait. Interesting. Okay, one thing about the Nabner line that I didn't think about is it has to be 1 through 5, right? I'm sorry, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. It has to have those 5, because if it doesn't, then something's going to be consecutive with the non-greedy cell. So this has to be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then the greedy cell has to be 2, 4, or 2, 4, 6, or 8. So this is 2, 4, 6, or 8. And again, this has to be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, right? So this cannot be 2, 4, 6, or 8. This has to be 1 or 3, which means this is 2 or 6. So this is 4 or 8, right? So we know this is 3, 5, 7, 9, 1. That's interesting. So this is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 2 or 6. This difference has to be the same as that with that. And this is an even number. So if this was even and odd, this would have to be odd. But that's not possible. So this has to be even, odd, and this has to be even, right? Because one of these is odd, at least. But both cannot be odd. So therefore, if this was odd and this was even, this difference would not be the same as this one, because this difference would be odd and this difference would be even. So therefore, this has to be odd, which means it cannot be greedy, and this has to be even, which means this has to be the greedy one. So none of these are greedy. None of these are greedy. And this difference has to be even. So this has to be even too. So this would be 1 or 3. Oops. this would have to be 1 or 3, which means this is 2 or 6 also. Right? Because this one has to add to this one to be an even. So this one has to be odd. This is 2 or 6. So this is, if this is 1 and 2, this would have to be 3 and 6. If this is 3 and 6, it cannot be 5 or 7. So it can't be consecutive. So this is 1. So we know this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 6. So this has to be 5, 7, or 9, which means this is 1 or 3, 1 or 3. So this cannot have a 1 or 6. This cannot be 2 or 3. One of these could be oh, we don't know. This cannot be 3. This has to be 12. So this is the special box, which means greedy box, which means this cannot be the greedy box. So this cannot be even. This has to be 2 then, right? So that, wait, that doesn't work. It has to equal, oh, no. Yeah. This is 4 or 8. So this is 4 or 8 because it has to be 12. This is 4 or 8. So this is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is 4 and 8. This is 4 and 8. Therefore, the 6 has to be here, which means this cannot be 2. So this is 6, which makes this 3. This is 1. This has to be 4 because the 2 can't be here. Therefore, this is 8, 4, 8, and this is 4. So this would have to be the 2. And we have 5, 7, 9 here. This could be the greedy cell. We don't know which, though. Okay. This is 6, 4, 5. Okay, so this cannot be 5. If this was 4, it could be 7 and 9. Can it be 4, 9? It can't be 4, 9 because it wouldn't have to be 4 again. So this has to be 4, 7, oops. 4, 7, and 9. And then 9 adds with 1. So this is 5. We have 4 and 6. So this has to add up to... and okay, so one thing is this can't be greedy. None of these can be greedy. So this is 5 because it has to be non-greedy and it has to be the same distance from 4 and 6. Therefore, this cannot be 3 or 4. Therefore, it has to be 7 with 6 and 8. So this is 7 with 6 or 8. This is 3 or 4, right? So this is at least 9, or it's a greedy cell. So this is high. This has to be high. We don't know anything about these. So this is either 9 or it's a greedy cell, which adds up to at least 9. Okay. Okay, consecutive. Okay, so this is well, this is 5 or 9, or it could be a greedy cell. This could technically be greedy cell 2. Ugh. This is 6 or 8. It could be a greedy cell, or it could be 4. So it could be, this is 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3, or 4. So the 4 would be by itself, and that would be with 8. Or it could be 1 and 2. So this value is 3 or 4, which means this is either a greedy cell or it's 8 plus. Because this is values, right? So this is low. Oh, technically this could be double. So we don't have a guarantee. So this is actually, yeah, we don't know anything about that. Let's see. Okay, so we have 7 and 8 here. 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, it can't be 6. So one of these is 6. It could be 1, 2, 9 with 6. Oh, that's interesting. So 3 is somewhere along here. And it could be 1, 2, and 9 with 3. This is, wait, hold up. There's a 5 here. Oh, interesting. So 5 either has to be the greedy digit, or it has to be next to a greedy digit, right? Right, because, yeah, the 5 has to be here. So 5 is either the greedy digit or it's next to the greedy digit, because 5 cannot normally be on a German whisper line. Therefore, the greedy cells here, and this cannot be greedy. So none of these are greedy. None of these are greedy, which means this has to be a high number by itself, which means this is 9. And it cannot be 6 here. This could be 6 here. Oh, so this has to be 6. So we know that's 6. One of these is 3. So if it's 5, it would have to be with the greedy digit of 3. Or it's 3 and it could be 5 with a greedy digit. So one of these is a greedy digit. So say this was the greedy digit. Then it would have to be... I don't think this can be the greedy digit. If this is the greedy digit, this would have to be less 1 through 5, and these two do not work then if it's 1 through... I guess that could be 1. But then this wouldn't work, right? It'd be 1 with a non-greedy digit. So this cannot be the greedy digit. I don't think that... It's saying that can't be the greedy digit because of the same logic. So this would be the greedy digit. This would have to be 1, 2, or 3, and this would need non-greedy digits. So this one has to be the greedy digit. So none of these can be the greedy digit. So it could be 3 and 5 are there. It could be 3 and 5. So this is a greedy digit. It cannot be 1 or 2. Because it's a greedy digit value, right? This could be 5 and 8. So there's nothing we know about this. Oh, wait. This is consecutive, and this is non-greedy. So this has to be 5. This is 6. This is 8. This adds up to 4. So this is 4. This has to be 3 then, because the most this can be is 8 here. So that's 8. So this adds up to 11, which is fine. We have 1, 2, and 9, 1, 2, and 9, and this cannot be a greedy digit, so this is 9, and this is 1 or 2. This is 8, so we don't know if this is the... Oh, this cannot be the greedy digit because we have an 8 that's already a greedy digit. So the greedy digits we have are 6, 8, 9. Okay, so this one cannot be the greedy digit, right? If this is the greedy digit, that's 6 plus 4, and that's 10. But the 10 is next to a 9. So then this cannot be the greedy digit. So it also cannot be 6. This is not the greedy digit. Oops. So because it's 8, and we already have an 8 that's a greedy digit. So one of these two is a greedy digit. So this has to be 3, and this is 4. This, okay, this, oh yeah. We have, that can't be greedy. That can't be greedy because there's only one greedy in each row and column in 3x3 box. So that can't be greedy. One of these two is greedy. This can't be greedy, so this has to be 1 through 3. So it's 1, 2, or 3. This could be 7 and non-greedy. We don't know. We just don't know here. These are non-greedy. That's interesting. So this is 11. Oof. Okay, hold up. They're all both odd, so that doesn't work. This can't be 9, because if this was 9, it would have to be double with of 9, which is 18, which is not possible. If it's 7, that seems possible. So we have a 9 that's greedy, a 8 that's greedy, a 6 that's greedy, a 3 that's greedy. We don't know anything else there, though. Okay. What can this number be? It can be 1, it could be 5, it could be 7, 8, or 9. It can't be 8 here. This could be 1, no 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no 7, 8, no 9. Oh, this is also, so this is 2 through 4. The 6 has to be with a 7 or a 9, but it could be either one, so that's fine. This cannot be 2. If this was 2, this would have to be next to a 1 and a 3. Right? Because these values cannot be the same. So this has to be 8. This cannot be 2. So this is 8, this is 2. It can it be this? Okay, so if it's 8 and 1, if it's 8 and 1, that's a difference of 7, so it'd have to be 15. But the 6 would have to... Okay, the 6 could be with 9. Okay, that could be the case. So it could be 1 with a 6 and a 9. Or... Could it be 5? If it's 5, that's 11. If it's 7 or 9, it could be 7 or 9 on the other one. So, okay. Okay, yeah. This is odd. So and this is even. So the difference between this is an odd number. That means the difference between this is an odd number, which means this has to be odd also. So because this is odd, this is either... So if this was 1 or 5, it would have to be... So if it's 1, it has to be 6, and that's 9. If it's 5, it would have to be 6, and that's 5. And that doesn't work. Right. So this cannot be 5. Okay, so if this is 1, okay, so let's do the possibilities. If this is 1, this is 8, this has to be 15 in value. So this would be 6 and 9. So this would be 9. So this would be 5 or 7. If this is 7, so it cannot be 5 because then this would have to be 11, which means that's 6 and 5, which doesn't work. If it's 7, it could be 9, or it could be 6 and 1. It cannot be 6 and 1. So if it could be 6 and 3, it can't be 6 and 3. So if this is 7, this has to be 9. So if this is 7, this is 9. This would have to be a 1. Oh, wait, that doesn't work because that would have to be 6 too. So this can't be 7 either, right? So again, if this is 7, this difference would be essentially a difference of 1. So this value would have to be 7 or 9. Now, it could be the 9 itself, but then this is 1, and then where's the 6, right? There's no place for the 1 and the 6. If this was 6, it would have to be 1 here, or 3 here, but that can't be either of those. So that wouldn't work. So this cannot be 7. Now, if this is 9, you have a similar thing. This has to be 7 or 9 in value. And it could be 9, 7, but then there's no place for the 6 here, right? So this has to be 1, 6, and 9. And this is the greedy cell, right? Because, yeah, one of these has to be odd. The other one has to be odd value too. So this one cannot be the even. It can't be 6 plus 4. Also, that adds up to 10, so that doesn't work. So we've tried all the possibilities. So this is 1, 6, this is 9. So that means this is 15. So this is the greedy cell. This is not the greedy cell. Therefore, none of these can be greedy. None of these can be greedy. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is 11. So the possibilities then, so this value is 11. The possibilities of this then could be 9 and 7. Right, it has to go down because none of them have a greedy value again. So it'd have to be 11, 9, 7. Okay, can't be that. 11, 8, 5. 11, 7, 3. Right, because in 11, 6, 1. It can't be 6. So we know this is 8 and 5. So this is 8, this is 5. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 7, 9. 1, 2, 3, 7, 9. 1, 2, 3, 7, 9. 1, 2, 3, 7, 9. There's no 5 here. So this is 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 2, yeah, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. This is 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Interesting. Hmm. 2 through 7. 2 through 7. 2 through 7. So this is 15. This is 10. This is 12. This is 11. There's nothing about uniqueness of values there, though. Okay. So this can, could be 1, I guess, still. Can this ever be 4? No. Because you would have to have a difference of 1 then, and this would have to be 5, but that would be 4, and this cannot be 3. So this can never be 4. Can it be 2? No. Excuse me. So this can't be 2 either because of the same thing. Right? If this is 2, this would have to be a difference of 2. But this would have to be a difference of 2. And so that would have to be 4. Excuse me again. So we know this is 6. So this has to be 6. This is 1 or 8. If this is 1, so sorry, if this is 8, this is a difference of 2. So this would have to be a value of 4 or 7. So this would have to be right. No, wrong. A difference. This would have to be a value of 4 or 8, neither of which can be fulfilled. So if this is 8, this would have to be a value of 4 or 8, neither of which can be fulfilled. So this would have to be the greedy cell. If this is 1, this is a difference of 5. So this would have to also be 1, or it would have to be 11, which would also be a greedy cell. So either way, that has to be the greedy cell. So we know this is the greedy cell. This cannot be greedy. This cannot be greedy then. And this can't be greedy. So either way, this has to be the greedy cell, which means it cannot have a 9. So it has to add up to either 4, 8, or 11. Well, if it's 4, it would have to be 1 and 3, right? But 3 can't be double the thing of something else. So this value cannot be 4. So it's 8 or 11. If it's 8, it has to be 5 and 3. Okay, so this value is either 6, 10, or 14. But this is an odd number, right? What does that mean? This has to be an odd number. Oh, this value has to be even. Hold up. Okay, say this was 8, and this would have to add up to 8. It would have to be 1 and 7, which doesn't work. So if this is 8, it can't be 4, we know. It could be 8, but that would be 1, 7, and that doesn't double anything. It could be... Right, this would have to add up to 8 if this is greedy. So this can't work either. This can't be 8. If it's 5 and if it's an odd number, that just doesn't work either. So this can never be 8 and 8. So this has to be 1 and 11. So this is 1, which means this is 4, this is 11. So this is 4 or 6. So this, if this were greedy, it would have to be 11, and that does not work. So this is 4, this is 2, this is 8. This can't be 2. So this has to be 5 and 6, right? If this is the greedy cell, it would have to be 11 because it adds up to the same as that. But then this can't be double anything. So this cannot be greedy, and we know it's 6. So this is 3. So this has to be 5 then. So we have 7 and 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there's only one place for 6, so this has to be 6. It also cannot be greedy because we already have a 6 in a greedy space. Okay. Neither of these can be greedy also. None of these are greedy. So this cannot be 2 or 4. It could be 7, 6, 5, but then that would have to be 4. So it cannot be 2, 4, so this has to be 5. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is 9. This is 7. 2, 3, 2, 3. This is 4. So this is 7. And it could be greedy or it could not be greedy. We don't know. So no 7, no 7, 9. This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This has to be 8. Right? So that's 8. This is 2, 3, and 9. This is 2, 3, and 9. So this is 4. And we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 4, 7. This is 1, 2, 4, 7. This is consecutive, so this cannot be greedy. Because yeah, if it were greedy, it would have to be at least 10. And so then this couldn't work because it can't be 9. So we know this is not greedy. This could technically can't be greedy. Oh, it could be. Could be 1. So this is specifically 7 or 9. So this is 5. 5, 7, 5. If this was greedy, it would have to be 1 and 2 plus 5. So this cannot be greedy. Therefore, we know this one's greedy. It's a 7, right? So this can't be greedy. So we have no 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. This is 4, 5, 7, 9. 5, 7, 9. Okay, so this is 9. This is 7. This is 5. This is 4. 7 or 9. So 8 and 4. This has to be greedy, right? If this is not greedy, well, the 5 could be, but that's 12. So say the 5 was greedy, that would have to be 12. Okay, so this is 9. The 9 cannot be greedy. Therefore, this is not greedy. Therefore, this is the greedy one. So this can't be greedy, which means this is 7. This is 7. This is 9. The greedy one has to be 1. So this is 3, 6, 7. This is 2, 1, 2, 3. This is 3. This is 1. That's 3 in the corner. This is 1. This is 2. This is 9. This is 2. This is 1. What is the greediness here? This is 2. So this would have to be... So if this was greedy, it would be 5 and 7, which is 12, which is difference of 10. So this cannot be greedy. Also, we know this is greedy because we don't have a 2. And this is the greedy one. So this is 3 in the corner again. And we're done. That was a pretty decently difficult puzzle, but pretty straightforward if you follow the logic. Fun puzzle. And I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Take care.